Hey guys, welcome to part of Let's Play Daxter on the PSP. In the last part we returned to Breezy Valley? Yeah, that's the one. We returned to Breezy Valley and then we did a couple more dream sequences, but now we can't do any of that, and in fact at the moment we just don't have a mission. We've done the last level that we had to do, so now we're just gonna just potter around. Yeah, the game doesn't tell you what to do here, but all you gotta do is go over here and you will trigger a cutscene.
Bug base! This is Orange Lightning. Do you read?
Yes, Daxter. But you don't have to use call finder.
Unit 1 returning to base ASAP on the QT. By the way, was I supposed to pick you up something at the store? Yak cow milk, maybe? Or some female hygiene product we men dare not speak of? You know, something important. I can't help but think... Jack! That's it! Hang on, buddy! I gotta go, Toots. Talk to you later. I mean, over and out. I mean, 10-4, or whatever.
Yes! Jack! You guys remember him, don't you? He was the guy at the beginning of the game that Daxter decided to completely abandon and run away from. When in the end it was the right choice, but at the time it was very cowardly, and now nearly 2 years later, he remembers. So yeah, that scene really heavily implies that Daxter just plain forgot about Jack. I think he did make some attempts to rescue Jack, and then after a while forgot. So if you guys were looking for an explanation to why Daxter hasn't been doing much about Jack, it's because he forgot. He's a drunk. He's a bit of a bum. But now he's got a job and a stable income. He's all like Mr. Responsibility now. So like, oh, now I can help my friends. So this is a Sumo chase. Apparently that's what this is called. And all you got to do is keep your distance. You can have some troubles with this just because it's so easy to walk into them, or really you might have troubles just because of how many explosions he throws. I mean, you only have 6 hits, you know, 6 health, so all you have to do is get hit by 6 of these and you're dead. So you just want to kind of keep your distance. And also those bits, the physics on the ramps there can kind of screw you over, so there's a good chance that you might just not be quick enough, or you might just get unlucky and you can just miss it. Like I almost did just then. Like, so you basically don't want to hit, so you're going to take a hit there, but that was actually it. So another cutscene.
Oh, sorry, buddies. Didn't your mom tell you to stay out of the street? That little furry dude, get in!
Thanks, dude.
Welcome, dude.
Dude!
Simon's the name. I'm Osmo's son. Pop said he hadn't heard from you for a while, so I tracked you down pronto with the radio. It's a good thing, too. We got a Mondo job brewing right now on a big tanker in the port. You ready to party hard?
Why is that last exterminator company still operating?
The owner, Osmo, has proven difficult to discourage.
Well then, help him down the path of despair. I can't have this Osmo interfering with my plans. We finally infiltrated Haven's security walls, and I don't want some wrinkled old exterminator getting in my way.
I have it handled, Great One. I assure you. He's got some new hired help, but it's only a matter of time before I
Close him down, soon. Or else I'll be doing some exterminating myself.
Pop says this is a simple job. Collect the gems, cash the check. See you on the flip side, dude.
Yep, I will see you on the flip side. God, I do like that phrase, see you on the flip side. It needs to come back. It needs to come back on the flip side hard. I'm not exactly sure what flip side means. I think it just means the other side. But it's still a great phrase. That needs to come back. So a lot happened in that cutscene, but before we start, this is the tanker level. Tanker 1 it's called, so yes, there will be a Tanker 2. Of course, they kind of set themselves up for a sequel with that name. And we have 60 precursor orbs and 49 gems. So there's quite a lot to collect here in this level. I think that's actually the most precursor orbs we've had to collect in a level. And I think that's the most enemies that we've had to destroy or kill in a level. Or bug gems to find. So this isn't actually the longest level that we've done so far. I would argue that one of the other ones that we've done, I think Strip Mine is longer than this, I would argue. But this one can take you longer just because it is a little bit more tricky, I would say. But anyway, yeah, so a lot happened in that cutscene. First thing that happened, we saw Jack, finally. I mean, we already saw him, but, you know. But yeah, we saw Jack being escorted, which doesn't really make much sense. I don't know why they were escorting Jack, but they kind of had to have an excuse. Come on, easiest enemy in the game. Should not be having that much trouble. Very embarrassing for all concerned. But yeah, so that was Jack on the prison ship, and with that mission, it went past pretty quick. In fact, that mission is actually a mission. Prison Zuma Chase. There we go, it did get an official name. Yeah, that was a mission and it went by pretty quick, but you can have trouble with that. Like, I've, you know, briefly mentioned it before, but you can just find yourself getting killed very easily due to how many explosives he drops. So I managed to do it first time, but I've played it before. The trick is just really keep your distance. You don't have to go at full speed. In fact, for that whole chase, I was not going at full speed because it's better that you live and make corners properly than you keep up and explode. Because if you just full speed it, you're probably gonna get killed very easily. And I'm looking for another precursor orbs because I don't think 8 is enough for this first initial area. Because what we got to do is go jump on that platform over there. But as you already saw, there's some precursor orbs hidden in these little smashable glass things. I don't know who put them there. I mean, they look very nice, but I don't know who actually put them there. Right, I think I got all of them. We'll move on. It's fine. So those are enemies up there, but we can't kill them. And they don't count towards the bug gem count, so really trying to kill them is a little bit of a waste of time. Because they don't count towards anything. But those enemies will spit out smaller enemies that you do have to kill for the bug gem count. So for any area that you see with one of those things floating around, just wait a little bit and see if it spits any more any more bugs out, because you do have to kill them to get 100% in this level. So here's you got to do this to get these precursor orbs. It's a little annoying. Something I've already mentioned is that it can be quite difficult to actually pick up precursor orbs. Sometimes the game just doesn't seem to detect that you picked it up, which is kind of annoying. And when you're hovering, that really is the case, and you'll find it a lot. So with that one, I think the trick to it is that it's easier to get a precursor orb if you're underneath it rather than above it. So most people, of course, would try and jump as high as they can to make sure that they have enough height, you know, so they're not going too low, so they can grab the precursor orbs that way. But really, you want to try and go slightly under it. The game just seems to have an easier time if you go under it rather than over. And watch out for this box. See this box? See how slowly it moves? It kills you instantly. This is a little secret area where there's some precursor orbs. You know the deal by this point. You know, you just grab some precursor orbs, you're good to go. But it kills you instantly. Like, it crushes you Sonic style. You know, in Sonic, something would come down, you get crushed, you die. I think that sort of thing happened in Mario as well. But Sonic is always the one I think of when I think of a platformer where somebody gets crushed, or the lead character gets crushed. Yeah, and it does it there. And the checkpointing system in this first part of the level all in all, the checkpointing is quite fair and generous in this game, but in this first part of the level, you have to do this whole first part of the tanker without dying. Because if you die, you go right back to the beginning, which of course doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but you got to kill every single enemy again. So you see what I mean? You see what I mean just then? I was trying to go high, like your instinct is to get really high so you can get the precursor orb, but I just ended up completely kind of missing it. But this time I'm going to try and go a little lower, like here. There we go. Gone a little lower, so hopefully I should have no trouble. There we go. No trouble at all. And there we go, that's those precursor orbs grabbed. Don't think there's any other secrets hidden around here. See, in this level I know where all the enemies are, but I don't know where all the gems are. So that could prove troublesome. See, with those guys, I jumped into him, they just fly straight up. There's just like no chance of you killing them. Which is weird that they would have an enemy like that you just can't kill. Because this game is, one of the collectibles is all about killing enemies. And over there are some precursor orbs, but I believe we actually get them later on. So don't have to bother about worrying about them too much. I'm talking a lot about the level in this part. That's kind of odd. Like, I've been talking about the levels quite a lot in this LP in general. Camera, thank you. But I'm really going into details, aren't I? Wow. Becoming more and more professional every day. And this barrel, once again, can kill you. Because you've got to crawl to get underneath here. And some people's instinct might be to try and crawl like past the barrel. But if the barrel hits you, you get instantly killed. And then you got to start this level from the beginning. And you got to kill all those enemies. I mean, if you ignore the enemies, right? Like, if you just completely ignore them, this level isn't that bad at all. Like, you can get past, you know, through it quite quickly. But, you know, I find it hard to ignore the enemies. I mean, in this level, the whole objective is collect 30 bug gems. So you got to kill 30 out of the 49 enemies here, really. Which is kind of odd that there's some enemies that you just can't kill or even attack at all in a level where it's like you got to kill 30 enemies. Like, that's the objective. That's kind of a little odd, but yeah, so if you just like burn through it, you're completely fine. But I just, my gaming instincts make me kill every single enemy, even if I'm being like killed by barrels, and I'm getting slightly frustrated. That's the odd thing with games, like you get slightly frustrated at it, and you know there are like, you know, as a gamer, you know there's shortcuts, you know you can speedrun areas by just being kind of quick, and because you've, you know, had to replay that same area over and over again. But you still do every little thing, you still grab every collectible that you gotta get. I mean, that's what made me give up on certain games like Yoshi's Island, which I've already mentioned. Because it's like, if you play Yoshi's Island and you just don't care about the collectibles, you can have a great time. You're not going to worry about it. But if you do care, then collecting them all can be quite annoying, I feel. But again, I don't know why I brought this up again, because I'm definitely in the minority in this, so yikes. Right, so you got to do this bit twice, because there's two ways to do this to get across. You can either do it the easy way, which is jump on those ropes, or you can do it the slightly harder way, which is hover over here. I only say that, oh god, there we go. I only say that the hovering's harder due to the hovering controls, which aren't bad, just hovering in general is quite unforgiving. If you mistime it ever, you know, by ever so slightly, then you're just going to fall to your death into the dark eco. Because this is a tanker, but this was a dark eco tanker, which means it's all completely flooded with dark eco, as we're going to see, because Daxter just went splat. There we go. You might have already seen those precursor orbs that we just collected, because there's a load just hovering in the air, but the way you get them is by just jumping on those trampolines like that. It's pretty simple. Like with a lot of these levels in Daxter, you kind of have to play the level first to know how the collectibles are kind of spread out and hidden. Because you might see certain precursor orbs and be like, oh, I'll try and grab that, and then you can't, and then you realise that the level kind of loops around on itself or something like that, so you can actually grab them. Oh god, I don't want to get instantly killed by that. Yeah, I do believe we've already got a checkpoint. After that bouncy part, we do have a checkpoint. So I'm not too worried about being crushed by a barrel and being instantly killed so much, because I don't have to kill these enemies again. And we're already like well on our way to getting everything in this level as it is, which is pretty cool. Alright, another box. How exciting. Some precursor orbs. And yep, one hidden there, which is quite cool. Oh, it's not. Why do I say that? I have such habits when I like commentate, you know? You just kind of fall into them because you gotta, as an LPer, you gotta make sure you're talking all the time. So sometimes you see something and I just kind of default to my general reaction where it's like, hey, here's something in the video game. That's pretty cool. And it's like, no, it's not always pretty cool. I'll admit that. Yeah, that guy back then, he was just hovering. I'm pretty sure that enemy that we saw hovering, even though most of them drop babies that you have to kill to collect their gems to keep your job and save the world, I guess, that one doesn't. So, we're perfectly fine so far on getting 100% of the gems. A lot of things in this place will crush you. That is definitely a theme I have noticed, for one. Very easy. But something that's quite a nice touch with them. Hold on, I'll kill this guy first. Oh yeah, with these enemies you definitely want to make sure you're stunning them. I've already said it in the past, but with this level in particular, with how many enemies they throw at you, because there's 49 of them, definitely make sure you're stunning them. But here's something that's quite cool. It's like, this doesn't just go back and forth. This is a very small detail. It actually kind of has a more arm-like motion where it kind of goes out, but then it loops back in. But if you look, the actual thing that's doing the crushing is only going back and forward. Just the thing behind it is moving. Again, just a small detail. It doesn't really matter. But just something that gives it a bit more personality rather than just, just a generic, like, here's a thing that will crush you. It's something a little bit more interesting than that, which I think is really cool. Again, like with platformers, there's so many cliches and so many things have been done before that you've got to do those little things to give it personality and charm. So here's something we haven't seen before. Look at this. A little box. Or a little photo frame, which you may think that's nothing, but if you smash it, you unlocked a new secret. Look in the secrets menu to access it. So if we do that, secrets is actually a cheat. And this is something that's really cool. You go in the cheats, it's a Clank mask. Look, we're Clank, and it's like the best picture of Clank. Clank never smiles in the game. He has his like his giggle, which is very charming, but he never does like an ecstatic smile like this mask is. It's brilliant. So if we want, we can spend the whole game with this Clank mask. I'm not going to do that, but it's really cool. So I haven't been going for the secrets as part of this LP, but I wanted to show one of them off. So what I'm going to do is a bonus part once I finish the LP, showing all the secrets in one part, showing where they're all hidden, showing what exactly they do, because I think that just makes a bit more sense. Because I'll have to look up a walkthrough or just explore the levels a lot, actually play the game and explore it, if you can even imagine the idea. The very concept is ludicrous. Yeah, so I'll do a separate part showing what all the secrets are, because getting 100% is, it's fun. I do like getting 100%, but it can be a bit tedious. But getting all the secrets, I can do that in one. So the bonus parts so far are going to be the bug racing, the bug combat, and all those little secrets there, because they're just interesting, they're just cool. And it's so, oh bloody missed it. And it's just so cool the way, like, that in Daxter, even this spin-off game to the Jak and Daxter series has Ratchet and Clank references. And yes, there are secrets that I have missed in previous levels that I will need to go back and get. So that's just dandy. Alright, we've got to be careful here because of all the dark eco. But this is something I talked about in my Red Dead LP, and it's something that I like about this game as well, where you can tell that a designer or like an asset creator or whatever, or level designer, whatever the job title, has done their job where the place feels like it has a personality, even though it's just Oh dear, this isn't going to end well. The place feels like it has a personality, even though it's just like just a random location. So with here, this is a massive tanker, and for some people you can play through this game and not even really kind of think about it. Just think of it as, you know, you might just think of it as just a load of platforms and somewhere to kill bugs. But it just feels like it's got personality and has, you know, with all the twisting stuff. It goes into what I was saying about that stamper thing, where it feels like it has personality. You know, it feels like somebody put in a lot of effort. And actually, a tanker, or an abandoned tanker, is a pretty unique idea for a level when it comes to platformers. I have to be honest, I can't think of another platformer where there's another tanker. But, you know, it makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. Right, almost missed that one. Oh, a new dream level. Well, we'll go back and do that later. I'm going to wait for a couple more of the dream levels to build up, even though I think we've only got 3 of them to go. 300, 400 and 500 precursor orbs we need. So we already got one of them, so we only got 2 more to unlock. So boom, we're getting so close. And I have a feeling that I'm not going to have enough precursor orbs to do this. We're also getting quite a lot of this combat bug stuff, which I hope is fun. I hope it's a fun mode. Can't say for sure. Oh, that one's glowing. Oh no, I thought that was glowing green. Why was there a little gas bubble in there? So with these as well, probably doesn't need to be said, but you don't have to jump over this gap. You just got to walk over it. Because it looks like Daxter would absolutely fall in this gap. Like, you know, physics and how physics work and gravity and sizes. Daxter is totally big enough to fall in that gap. But you don't have to jump. In fact, if you try and jump past that, you're more likely just going to hit it and get hurt. So it's really not worth it at all trying to jump. But, of course, that's going to be your natural instinct. And did you see that? Those things are specifically designed to crush Daxter. Well, they weren't designed to crush him, but of course that's what the developers were going for. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Got a little stuck. Oh, I have to kill this guy again? But yeah, those things specifically designed to crush Daxter don't crush you. A slow-moving box, death. You're dead. You got no chance, mate. Apparently that's how this game goes. Oh dear, oh god. I just need to take my time with these. I'm trying to rush this a little bit, because this part and this level is already pretty long. I mean, like I said, I don't think this level is that long. It's just we had a big prison sumo chase. If anyone remembers that, that was crazy. That was very dramatic. We almost got arrested. Oh god, what crazy times. Hold on. Oh, I think I missed an enemy. Oh. Oh well, whatever. It's not gonna 100% it anyway. Didn't even want to 100% it. That would be lame. Really lame. Now we're just gonna do some bouncing and look, that's the whole level. It's pretty cool. A cutscene I see.
What's this? Hey, little fella. Are you lost? I'll get us off this rusty boat. Don't worry, a little, thorax, or whatever it is. You know, I've always wanted my very own sidekick. From now on, I'll call you... Tick. I wonder if you're a boy or a girl. Let me see. So small, it's hard to tell. Hey! Did you just raise your leg? Ew! Bad Tick! Bad! From now on, only on the grass, okay? Yuck! All right, let's get out of here.
So that's Tick! Another new character. And we get to play as Tick straight away, because we have another one of these mini-games. I mean, I've already talked about these mini-games, but pretty much what you got to do here is that this is the D-pad, so you got to go to the correct one and then press the correct button, and you just got to make sure that they don't hit the middle bit, because if they do, you lose, and you got to do it all over again. Pretty self-explanatory, really. I don't know why I can't talk. It's very embarrassing. But yeah, so this is it. I have to say, this is gotta be the worst one. Because the Dream minigames, you get stuff for doing them, and also they have the film parodies. It's all well and good, I'll forgive them. The first one we did, which I had a little bit of trouble with, the Rayman 2 one, that was very quick. Well, it wasn't that quick, but it was quick enough. If you failed, you had enough time to, you know, it wasn't a stupid amount of time that you had to waste on it. This one just moves really slowly. It doesn't get any quicker than this. It doesn't really change. You just got 3 waves of this where they just come towards you and you gotta press X and the other buttons and you just kind of... That's it. So this one I don't like. This one just seems unnecessary. If they wanted to have this sort of game, you gotta make it quick, you gotta make it fun, or you gotta make it a puzzle. Because in Ratchet and Clank, they have very similar stuff to this, and they make it more puzzle-like. I mean, not every one is a winner when it comes to Ratchet and Clank in terms of the mini games they have, but overall they're pretty good, and especially the ones with the puzzle elements. Like, I like the ones in Ratchet and Clank that have the puzzle element but don't have the time element. So all you gotta do is just think about it and eventually you'll solve it. Those are the ones I like. I think they're pretty cool. Which is why the ones in Tools of Destruction really suck. Especially because they use the 6-axis. But with this, it's pressing buttons and for some reason that one's really slow. I don't know. But it's not over yet. We still have one more cutscene to watch because we just escaped the tanker and now we're on the docks, which look very different from Jak 2, I have to say.
Psst. Hello? Is that you, dude?
Boom. You're dead.
Are you trying to perm my tail? It's about time you showed up again, Toots.
A bit jumpy for a big hero, aren't we?
Yeah, well, the twitch comes with the job. How about a little something, you know, for the effort?
All right. You deserve a bone. This flamethrower attachment will keep a smile on your face. Just watch your cone of fire and keep the kill zone in front of you. It depletes your fuel, so use it carefully. And don't forget to clean the back.
Yeah, I got it. Just point and shoot. Sweet.
Okay, before we get to the flamethrower, there is no reason for her to disappear in that cutscene. She could have just said, I'm off.
I don't know why I do you favors like this. Anyway, the city port is a mess. Clean out the distillery and the cannery, and we'll call it even.
Yeah, she gives you the flamethrower, and then she disappears, and then she calls you up, being like, I don't know why I do favors, and it's just like, what? Why didn't you just stay and chat, hang out? So yeah, we now have the flamethrower, which is pretty nice. Where is it? Here we go. Boom. I mean, it's a flamethrower. What else do you want? And as you can see, we also have a different set of precursor orbs to collect because we are now in the city port and not Haven City or city streets. This is all Haven City, but it is actually kind of broken up a little bit. But I'll talk more about the flamethrower and everything that happened in the next part because this has already gone on long enough. So thank you very much for watching. I've been OnStorm23 and I will see you next time.